Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at the Mabinogi Eternity project, but we're not going to be looking at it on the NA site, we're going to look at it on the Korean website, because the Korean website has more information, so let's hop over there real quick. So on the main official Korean Mabinogi website, right down here you can see Mabinogi Eternity project, let's click on that. Then we click on the Mabinogi logo in the center. And there is a lot of stuff to read here. I think it's better if we go to development history. This is everything listed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories to look at. So this will give us more information and a few more screenshots than what we've seen before on the NA site. So let's take a look at this one first. Taking the first steps in the news of Eternity. As many militians have been waiting for, we have opened a space exclusively for the Eternity project. I hope they do something like this for the NA site as well, but for now there's only one on Korea for it, which will deliver exciting news in the future. As I'm about to deliver news to militians in a new space rather than the developer notes or website announcements, it feels a little different. And I'm nervous all over again. Here we will conveniently report issues, concerns, and development news that our Mabinogi team has encountered while working on the Eternity project. We want to give you the feeling that we are continuing to develop with militians over a long period of time. Of course, depending on the speed or progress of development, it may be difficult to provide news more frequently than expected. Nevertheless, we will strive to provide consistent news in the future so that it can be a space that makes waiting exciting. As this is the first story told by militians in this space, I would like to briefly explain the current status and direction of the Eternity project. So, classic but classy. Okay, personally I feel a little awkward, but this sentence encapsulates the direction of the Eternity project. This is a slogan that was actually presented internally from the beginning of the Eternity project, so that it would not be forgotten during the development process and everyone on the Mabinogi team could remember it. I believe that the basis of Mabinogi that militians who come to Mabinogi expect is a fantasy life. And fantasy life refers to all activities that allow you to immerse yourself in the world of Eren. And ultimately rebuilding it will be the core process of the Eternity project. In the end, the goal is to continue the direction Mabinogi originally intended to go from the beginning, and to achieve this, Mabinogi must inherit its classic identity. However, we want to create a sophisticated appearance so that we can present an unrivaled charm compared to any other game. So yeah, we still want Mabinogi to look and feel the same, but we do need to update and move to Unreal Engine. So I'm glad they're keeping in mind that Mabinogi has a very unique look and a very unique identity, and they're trying to replicate that in a way that everyone feels comfortable with. So, current status of the project. So you may be wondering how much progress is being made. A lot of people are wondering that, both in the NA and in Korea. The Eternity project is currently in the prototyping process. However, since it is a redesigned and inherited form of a live game, it is very different from developing a new game. As a result, the purely physical volume is very large. It is difficult to say exactly what progress is being made. However, the Eternity project is going through, or must go through, the following process. We are planning to redesign the server structure and logic into a more stable form. All content as well as Mabinogi's basic movement would have to be recreated in the new engine. In the process, we plan to transfer and improve all data and scripts by renewing them in a better way. Every world and many of its components must be upgraded or rebuilt as they are moved to the new environment. Although this is an old game, there are original drawings and plans that have been lost in this process. While drawing and reproducing a new picture, you must create a new proposal for any content that needs to be modified to match the latest grammar. In addition to this, there are numerous other areas that need to be worked on to prepare Mabinogi for its new environment. In order to complete all this within a reasonable time and present good performance, I think we need to make bold choices, such as excluding infrequently used resources or content. We will explain the development process step by step and share our concerns. With this direction in mind, our Mabinogi team is working with a lot of worry on one hand and excitement and fun on the other. And in the future, we will use this space to tell various stories and be with Militians through the Eternity updates. So I thought about various ways to show the process. To enable this process to be developed together, we ask questions about what issues each person in charge of is actually experiencing and what concerns they are having. I thought it would be better to tell a more direct story about the development. However, not all people in charge, including me, have talent for writing, so they may be poor at writing. I'm a little worried that it may not always be interesting. Nevertheless, the sincere wish to create a permanent world of Aaron is. I wanted to go through this process together because I don't think there's much difference between us and Militians. We expect to be able to tell a wide range of stories by trying more diverse things in the future. Mabinogi Eternity is a fantasy life we create together. So this is why I like the new Korean director. Like, he's saying that not all of their posts will be super exciting to read about, because a lot of it is just boring technical stuff. But he wants to be very honest with the player base, and that is really good. So I really appreciate that they're choosing to be direct with their players about what's going on. So I decided to break this video down into 3 different parts, mostly because there's just so much information to go over. But we are having a look at the Mabinogi Eternity page on the Korean website. And this is because there's a lot more information about this on the Korean site than there is on the NA site. So watch part 1 if you want to see, like, where we talked about this, taking the first step in the news of Eternity. And next we're going to look at Omniscient Art Perspective. Hello, I am Safety Director Raccoon, in charge of the art side of the Mabinogi Eternity project. When engine replacement discussions first started, I thought engine replacement work would be carried out at headquarters level. Before we knew it, at the 23 Summer Fantasy Party, we finally announced a replacement, so the Unreal Engine replacement. We thought that the replacement for Unreal should start with Neo. While producing Neo, I kept asking myself if the first impression of her that everyone had in their hearts was correct. While making the Neo launching video, how many times did you screen the short video in the development room? Modifications continued until late the previous day, but no one in the development room gave good feedback because Militians felt this way when they first met Neo in the Soul Stream. The first impressions and feelings and current longing are all different. We dared to say this is enough. This is because it could not be declared. However, we are very excited and happy about this work, and we have been providing. In the world of Aaron, it was not felt due to the limitations of the Pleon engine. We are waiting for the day when we can find immersion and vitality together. Mabinogi is now approaching its 20th anniversary, because it's been around for 20 years in Korea. It is truly an honor to be on this journey with Militians. So, finding the Aaron we want. We already saw most of this post on the NA announcement, Mabinogi Eternity Project, finding the Aaron we dream of. So that's most of this information here. You can see, like, this is mostly what we just saw. So we'll be skipping over this. I'm not going to read all this. Check out the NA site or check out the Korean site and read all about it if you want to go over the information and compare the differences. And next we'll take a look at, let's start with Neo. So this is from a character modeler for the Eternity Project. In early 2023, an engine replacement task force was proposed and the foundation work was being diligently done. One peaceful day I heard this story during a meeting. Let's start with Neo first. I heard about the renewal of Neo, the representative NPC of Mabinogi, and along with the news of Neo's renewal, you will also hear about the difficulties that previous Neo workers experienced. This is a legendary story that cannot be fully written here, so the tension was high even before it started. Neo has an expression that seems both kind and sad, yet unknown. Neo's basic design is also burdensome. How shall I express it? Also, how much modeling specifications should be taken from Unreal Engine? Whether there are expression methods that need to be improved, and how much of the parts that could not be expressed due to the engine's limitations. So here you can see what Neo looks like in Leon Engine, and over here you can see what she looks like in Unreal Engine on the right. Personally, I think they did a really good job remaking Neo in Unreal Engine. Eternity's Neo original drawing drawn in the direction of renewal. The initial look was a mess, but as we received customized feedback, we gradually approached the unknown character Neo. In those cases, I put the two Neos side by side and worked on matching the images. I think this section played an important role in helping Militians accept this work as Neo. Yeah, I think they did a great job with Neo. Like, I know it's really hard to create a lot of these characters that we care about, and I know it's hard to, like, recreate the world of Aaron, because, like, none of us really want the world of Aaron to change, or the characters to change that much. We still want it to look and feel the same. And I get that that's not an easy task to ask the developers to do. that are working on this Unreal project. Posing where you can feel the wind, so this looks really cool. I posed, went through revision after revision, and even right before completion, I continued to worry about how much I could make Neo smile. What kind of smile would you like from eternity to give you? In situations where you have no choice but to be cautious about any expression, morph work, facial expression work is done. The Neo is smiling. At first, I kept the smile small, but my thoughts came together to express Neo's feelings more clearly so that they could be conveyed to the Militians. I was so careful about making Neo smile that I even remember separately requesting guidance from the art director. This Neo, who smiled brightly for a moment during the work process. There were many difficult moments while working, but now I am full of gratitude. Although every day is still a struggle, I will work hard until the day I meet all Militians. So yeah, this is a huge challenge for the development team to make the game look and feel good. Like, they're under a lot of stress about this, and because it is a very difficult thing to do. But overall, I think they're doing a really good job with it. So let's move to Unreal. This is Brown Sauce. I am currently working on replacing the Mabinogi engine. I wrote this because I wanted to tell Militians about background modeling among the work I did. I hope this article will be of some help to those who are curious about the engine replacement process. For nearly 20 years, Mabinogi has taken deep roots in Pleon. Therefore, it was obvious that the moving task was not as easy as transplanting a young tree. Of course, ultimately, most of the buildings and objects you can see in Unreal Engine will be newly built to be pretty and colorful, but for that work you need a rough sketch. Because creating numerous new sketches is a huge cost itself, we had to find a way to replicate Aaron from Pleon and use it as a sketch at a lower cost. The first thing I was worried about when planning to transfer Mabinogi as is the question, can Pleon's specific world data files and modeling be used directly in Unreal Engine? And sadly, of course, that wasn't possible because it was Pleon only. In this situation, 3 ideas came to mind. The first idea was to modify the Unreal Engine code to read Pleon-specific files. However, if you modify the engine code like this every time you upgrade the engine version, there is a possibility that your modified code will conflict with the updated code. Then you must continue to fix the conflicting code. And because the cost of work is higher compared to other ideas, I didn't think it was the best way to create a rough sketch. The second idea was to modify the Pleon-specific files so that Unreal Engine could read them, but there's a problem with this method too. When creating objects in Mabinogi, modeling work is done using commercial programs. Afterwards, we convert it using a program we developed ourselves so that the Pleon engine can read it. Unnecessary data is deleted and some necessary data is calculated in advance for optimization. However, among the data erased at this time, there were values needed by Unreal Engine. Although it is possible to construct a 3D model with the remaining data, except for the removed data, this method was not the best, as it was noticeably different from the original. This file was modified so that Unreal Engine could read it, but the goddess statue looks angular due to the lack of smoothing. The third idea was to move the original modeling data into Unreal Engine before converting it into a dedicated file. Unreal Engine can easily and simply read files created with commercial 3D modeling programs. Therefore, as long as you have the original before conversion, I thought I could upload it to the Unreal in a form similar to Pleon. The first attempt to upload raw data to the Unreal was successful. The original data was output from a commercial 3D modeling model as a file that Unreal could read. When I imported this to Unreal, it looked much better than I imagined. However, this method was not perfect either. This is because traces of Pleon still remained. When working with a 3D model of a Mabinogi object, in addition to configuring the object's shape, data for interaction within the game is also added. However, this data was not needed in the sketch. Rather, the shape of the sketch looked different due to this data, so I had to find a way to erase this unnecessary and disruptive data. To transfer the original modeling data to Unreal, read a file in a 3D modeling program, and then it must be output as a file that Unreal can read. The problem is that even though this process is short and simple, the number of files is too large. The problem is that it takes too much time for a person to do all these files one by one. Considering the physical time, automation was essential. The 3D modeling program used by Mabinogi has a script language that supports automation. If the user scripts the tasks or actions he or she wants to do with the modeling program in advance, you can repeat that task over and over with the click of a button. Use this script to do the printing work that had to be done for each file one by one, while automating the program to do the work for you. I also deleted unnecessary data from the sketch that I was concerned about earlier. Also, the texture of the original modeling data must be converted into pixel format so it can be read by Unreal Engine. This processing was also programmed to be done in the script. In order to use the transferred 3D model as a sketch, you must place it in Aaron created with Unreal. However, Unreal Engine cannot read Pleon's specific world data files, so I had to check the location, direction, and size in Pleon one by one. There were a lot more pieces and more work involved than the previous work. And because it had to be processed using Unreal Engine, I couldn't even write a script for a 3D modeling program. While I was thinking about it, I thought of an idea. If it is possible to extract object type, location, direction, and size from a dedicated world data file, couldn't we use it for placement in Unreal? When constructing Pleon's Aaron world, Mabinogi uses its own world creation program. 3D model data created with a commercial program is imported into the world creation program and placed. Afterwards, the batch status is finally converted into a world data file. The self-developed program was familiar to me, and the inside data file was. So I was able to modify the program to extract the data needed for deployment from the world data file. Now all that's left is to have Unreal Engine read the extracted data and automatically place the 3D model. This issue was addressed by adding a feature to the engine. Because the automatic placement function was implemented with functions that already exist in Unreal Engine, it was relatively less expensive than an engine modification, and the risk of code conflicts was low. Dumbarton transferred to Unreal Engine to use as a sketch. Through these processes, my work on automating sketch production was completed. Currently, background modelers are working hard to create a new Aaron based on the sketch. My eyes are purified as I look at Aaron being reborn in high quality. Although my work does not create a finished product, I feel great joy and pride because I am helping Aaron in her process of rebirth. There's a lot of work ahead before Mabinogi can fully move to Unreal. There are many technical problems that need to be solved. It may not be an easy road, but for the day, we invite all Militians to the new Mabinogi. We will move forward steadily and diligently. Alright, close enough. Let's start playing Mabinogi today. First time using that timer thing. But let's see what we're gonna do today. So I did a rebirth yesterday, right? And then I have that rebirth potion, so we're gonna use that rebirth potion. And tomorrow we get the last reward from this. What are we getting from the dragon scroll thing today? Oh, these 3 any pass selection boxes. That's today? Okay. And then drawstring, and then that bun wig box thing. Okay. So what's the daily gathering today? Wool. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go gather some wool. I think I'm gonna level up one more time, get to 100, since we're like halfway there already, and then we'll do the rebirth. So let's go to Tur. I usually go to Tur to gather wool. And this sword will do. Flora Fairy, where is it? There you are. Who picks up the wool? The bunny? No. So the bear then, tailoring, yeah. These sheep are kind of a pain, but usually I can shear them 3 times before they move. Oops. Okay, let's find a different sheep. That one will run out soon if it isn't out already. Let's try this one. And done. So it's a lot of wool there. Let's go and put this back. What does this thing have in its inventory? Cabbage seeds. Oh, we're not done? It said 50. It must have been counting like fine wool for something for like the adventure pass or whatever. Always get confused with all those adventure pass countdowns popping up. Okay, one more. There we go, now we're done. And then this should put us near 80%. Yeah, 78%. A little bit more. You after me or the sheep? You're not going after that sheep. What kind of shadow missions do we have? Hang on, let's change channels so I can draw new shadow missions. Because, I finished like one of my shadow missions yesterday, but I didn't hit complete on it until today. Ridiculous, I have to wait to change channels. There we go. Don't know why they still have that silly penalty there. Alright, let's claim that. Oh wait, we were getting the, okay, crystal box from this, and then the dragon event's the one that gives out the dungeon passes. Since I'll be getting those any pass selection boxes, I'm gonna use those to get Abyss Pika passes, so maybe I'll use like one or two of those today. Maybe even all three. Much longer do I have to use that direct eye? A week? So Shadow Mission is Foamer Attack, we can do that one. And defeat the Shadow Wizard, yeah, we can do that one too. Uh, 2 hours to use that unrestricted pass, 23 hours to use that one. Let's see if I can draw any Shadow Mission passes today. Throw out that wool real quick, and that leather that I don't need. There we go, 2 Shadow Mission passes, which is all I need. And then I'm not doing any Beltane crap. Let's get a gem from that. And I have a dungeon pass up there, but yeah, I don't really need that, so I'll throw... Well, no, I'll hold on to this just in case. Okay. So let's go do the Tailton Shadow mission first. We'll skip that done. And then I'll probably level up from that. And then we'll do Rebirth, and then we'll do the Tara mission. What was I? Oh yeah, let's use that Shadow Crystal. That's what I'm just gonna do. And we need equipment, so for this I'm gonna use my knuckles, which have full durability there, so that's good. Need to repair some other stuff later though. And fine leather could drop, so we'll summon the bear for that, and we'll summon that doll bag to also help pick up some gold. Okay, defeat the Shadow Wizard on Elite. Oh, and this is one of those Shadow missions where it would be helpful to have Demigod or Support Puppet, so I'll use that. And then we'll activate the spell block. Let's go over here first. So I assume the orbs won't respawn in this one after I, like, take them all out, because there are, like, so many waves of enemies. Sometimes they, like, regenerate in some missions, but I don't think this is one of those. Give these guys a little push, or at least that one. 3 more left. Take those boots. Okay, one more. And time for the boss. And done. I was kind of expecting one of the enemies on the far end over here to, like, live, but I guess he didn't. So, spirit gems, reforged tools, an emerald. And then we'll go to the Tara one next. I think I'll wait until after I finish my Tara mission to do my rebirth. I don't need this active anymore, so we can turn that off and then put that back over here. And what kind of shadow crystal do I want to waste on this? I guess we can use up this one. So elite, Fulmer attack. We'll use that pass. Okay, time for the boss. So let's clean up the boss room before we go in there. Just a little bit. We'll use these to get rid of the enemies. Okay, now I think we're okay. They use other attacks. Yeah, there we go. Just had to weaken him with the sword a little bit. And we're done. Spirit gems. Oh, dragon leather. That's for the event. I'm not really gonna craft the horn thing, but it's cool that dropped there. Reforged tools, and that's good. And really quick, I will be right back, and then we'll decide what to do next. Okay, that's a lot better. So let's see. Can we get those pass boxes? Those passes? Any pass selection boxes? Yeah. And those are done. Okay, so I want abyss boxes. This is cool how we can like choose the amount we want to use so we don't have to like open it 3 times. How long do I have to use those? A week? Okay. That's good. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Pika Abyss. I'm not sure how many times I'm gonna want to run it today, but I might run it 3 times. Doesn't matter to me. Let's get that done. So Chainblade as secondary. How much durability does that have? That is enough. Good. And then in case fine leather drops, I'm for gold. And let's get over there. And revive balloon in case I get killed. Because sometimes those ghosts are a little annoying, and there's also those ghasts, which are kind of a pain to deal with. Alright, round 1. What's in here? Oh, this is all I can pick? I can't pick anything like an Abyss Pass? But we'll take that unlimited Veteran Foamer Pass then. How long do we have to use that? A week? Alright. We need a Chainblade to deal with these guys. Okay, let's lure him over here. Far away from his friends. Come on. Come on. Now he's taking his time. He wants me real close to those flying swords. Do that. Back over here. Let's do some pet summons. Take out the zombies we can with magic first, then we'll use the chain blade for the rest of them. Not worried about these guys, they move way too slow. Get a little bit of torture back. Alright, room 2. And now room 3. Okay, for these ghosts, we're gonna need physical attacks. Get those two. Get those two. I don't feel like taking them out the slow way. And one meteor for you. Keep triggering all these weird bats. Alright, and we're done with round one. Oh wow, a lot of smoldering thread this time, so that's nice. Got a big drop of that. Spirit gems. Reforged tools. Let's use the red feather thing to get out of here. And today is Tuesday, so usually new news posts come out on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what's going on. So let's go check the official site real quick, and then we will do round 2 after that. So really quick, I will be right back. Okay, no new news yet, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do our second run, and then we'll check the news like one more time, because sometimes news comes out a little bit late. But there might not be anything new to look at today. So let's go again. They don't really want to get close. Because they want to lure me over to those flying swords. Alright. And next room. Finish this one off over here in the corner because more enemies will spawn after I take them out. Oh, that's not good. Nimbus healing. There. Perfect. Let's go over to this corner where it's hopefully safer. I could just wait for time shift and then use meteor. Wipe them out. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, only 2 left, I think. Unless one of them's slightly out of view. Yeah, okay, a little bit more. So, gotta be careful. Don't want these to get too close because of the explosions. Have one more over here. And now for the boss. That's fine, that doesn't hurt me. And he's down. Done. Let's open this up. Spirit gems, smoldering thread, reforging tools. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Merlin knuckles. I use a tiger appearance scroll on them to make them look cool. I should probably actually eventually start using a staff, but I really like those knuckles. On this character, I don't think I have like any staff planned for this character. I thought about like getting one, but I plan on switching to a giant character soon anyway, so like I just don't really see the point in like putting a lot of time into working on a staff at this point. Oh, actually, I should find a prefix enchant for these knuckles. I keep meaning to do that, but I think I keep forgetting. Yeah, this character is a elf. I hide my elf ears with with some earmuffs that make him pretty invisible. But I've always wanted to get to near endgame with like a giant character too, so hopefully in about a month or two, hopefully I'll be able to start up a giant character. And then I have like one other character that's also pretty far in the game, a human that I don't really stream with. Okay, so third Pika Abyss run. We'll do one more. We'll use all 3 of these passes today. Yeah, and that's a big reason why I'm also going to be switching the giant. Like, it just turns out that, like, with Blast Lancer coming out, it's a good time to switch, because my elf character can't do that. So I'm hoping to start my giant, hopefully, like, a month or 2 before Blast Lancer starts up. But yeah, Dark Diviner is a lot of fun. I think it's like the Arcana I use the most right now. I usually use Magic and Dark Diviner for these Abyss dungeons for like most of the enemies, and then I'll use like a Chain Blade for any of the ghosts and stuff that need more physical damage. Yeah, around 6 months or so, so that would be like, oh wow, we're already like in the 5th month. So yeah, it could probably be out sometime in maybe June or July, depending. So yeah, it should be coming up soon. Yeah, I'm hoping with any luck I can start my giant character in July. The big reason I'm waiting is because, like, I use like a PNG of like art for this character, Xanafiedneko, and I'm getting like a model done for my giant character as well. So I'm waiting on that to get finished up, and it's near done, I think. But it's no big deal if I start working on Blast Lancer a month late or something. Not really in that big of a rush. I think I've been working on this character for about 2.5 years. The elf. Might be closer to 3 years by now. There's a new endgame dungeon coming out as well. I think there's like it's like part of Gen 27 or something. I think we'll be getting that like right before the Arcana. That one that takes place after Glenberna. Not sure how well that one will go over though, because I've read like some mixed reactions to it in the Korean forums. I don't read Korean, but Chrome is pretty good at translating most of the text into English, so I usually just use like Google Translate to translate most of it. Ghosts, that's not good. I think I also read something like they were saying that there was like a thing where they like nerfed a bunch of lances or something, so it's like a lot of the older lances aren't really that good anymore or something like that. Yeah, like the piercing damage was like changed. I think there was also something like about how the Battle Astrologer talent's gonna get nerfed. They've been saying that it's not even like half as good as it currently is, or as it used to be. And then they made like some good changes to Elemental Knight and Dark Diviner. Do I have a meteor? Yeah, we can do that. Maybe. If I can actually... Whoops, nope. If I can switch weapons. Remove enemy aggro one more time. There, and then there, and then there. Yeah, but I hope they don't ruin mage or anything like that, because I like using magic skills. One more over there. Looking forward to the Thunderblight change. They'll make it so it consumes a lot less Dorcha, I think. One more mask left. We'll stand in this corner in case any more enemies spawn. Oh, more of these guys. So what, this is room 3? Jerry, thanks for the raid. So far so good. This is the third Pika Abyss run, and I'm almost done. Just have the boss now. So let's get him with 2 meteors. Just to get started. And the boss is down. I think the boss is actually the easiest part of this dungeon. Not really a challenge as long as you keep your distance from him. Shoes, smoldering thread, reforged tools, spirit gems, And a water cylinder, I guess I'll take that. I really should pay attention to the dungeon guide more, actually. Hardly even look at it. So how much summon time do you have left? Oh, that one expired, so this one is almost out of time too, okay. Luckily, most of the dungeons are pretty easy, too. Like, it's only the veteran ones that are kind of challenging. Veteran dungeons, Pika dungeon, and, like, maybe Rundle Hard Mode Advance. Those are the only ones that are, like, even remotely challenging anymore. Fiod today, so... Go see what the normal one is, too. Battle Astrologer usually does pretty good in veteran dungeons. But yeah, they can still be a little annoying to clear sometimes. Let's get the normal one here. And we have Berry Dungeon today. That's nice. I wonder if I could set up a normal doll bag to pick up, like, I need something else to pick up leather. Maybe I'll have this one pick up tailoring materials.
좀 쉬었으면 좋겠어.
And then we'll summon him too. Yeah, I don't do text very often, or any like the endgame dungeons. I've done the Chronicle mission a few times, but not too often there. Let's go ahead and put this as the secondary thing, and then we're going to put these over here for now, and I need my scythe. And how much durability does that orb have? 5? That should be enough. Yeah, I don't remember which one it is, but there is like one tech mission that felt like easier than the others that I cleared like a few times a couple months ago, but in general I just don't run a lot of techs. Just in case that orb goes out, maybe I should go pick up another one. Okay, we'll put that orb over here. And I don't think I'm going to need a revive balloon. So we can put that clover back on. Oh, did coming here cancel my dollbag summons? Yeah, that's not too bad if you're getting, like, checks worth, like, that much gold for, like, each mission. Okay, yes, that did cancel my summon. I guess I'll use up the rest of it for summon time, too. Let's go to Fiod Dungeon first. Luckily, Smoldering Thread isn't too hard to get, like, either way, like... Even if the drops are poor, it's pretty cheap to just buy it, too. It's the Frost Flame thread that's a pain to get. Move that down here, and then get our map back. And let's speed up our movement speed a little bit. 30 runs is pretty good. I wonder which race it's like easier for too. Like, I hear there's not too much difference when you get like to late game, like as far as like stats go between like the different races. Must be nice having Final Strike and Final Hit as an option, though. That's one thing I miss about being a human. Let's clear in here first. Like, the biggest difference I see between the races now is, like, the Arcana. Like, elves won't be able to learn Blast Lancer, and giants can't, like, use, Alchemic Sharpshooter. So I think that's, like, the only real thing to think about, like, when deciding, like, what race to play. It'd actually be kind of nice if you could, like, preview, like, what it's like to play with all the Arcana skills in that tutorial zone. I know they let you preview, like, all the talents you want. It'd be nice if they could do the same thing for Arcana talents as well. That way you could decide, like, what Arcanas you want to pursue in the future. Oops, didn't realize that one was so close. Yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I haven't really heard a lot of good or bad things about Sacred Guardian. For, like, being a tank. It's mostly Blast Lancer that they've been, like, giving their opinions on. It's a really good time to be a giant, too, because, like, since giants can wield lances with one hand, I think they'll be able to use, a lance with, like, Sacred Guardian, too. I think I read something like, Sacred Guardian is, like, good for most things, but there's still, like, a few enemies that, like, in the endgame dungeons that can do, like, really deadly critical hits. And, like, that's the only main problem. Yeah, there are just a few situations in like those dungeons where like even if you're a Sacred Guardian, you can still get taken out in like 1 or 2 hits. But I think that mostly depends on like their chances of getting like a crit. I think there was like talk about like doing something to adjust that. Meteor's gonna refresh pretty soon, so we'll go ahead and use this one here. Getting close to a boost. There we go. Let's try this one. Nope. No. Okay. Polar Vortex. Oops. And there's the boost. Which way? Probably not that way. Nope, no, that is the right way. Oh, and floor 2. At about 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, so I need a key for there. So there must be like a room down here somewhere. Or just these guys. So let's use the polar vortex. It's really great for spots like this. Sometimes Meridian Sweeper doesn't work right, and your character just stays still like that. Kind of an annoying bug. They're not hiding like another room back here, are they? Probably not. This one's probably just, yeah, that's a dead end. Okay, so we're almost getting another boost. So we'll use Meteor here. Or, I guess not here. This room then. Let's wait for polar vortex here. Very nice. Let's get that. Oh, that guy was just barely close enough to dodge that. So there's that group up there. Let's use Polar Vortex for them. Pull them all in. Perfect. Oh, and there's the boss key. Very nice. So just these guys left. Alright, boss time. So we have a golem and a bunch of flying swords. Get rid of the swords first. Oops, crap. Okay, 3 meteors. 1. Time shift. 2. And 3. Polar vortex. Alright, the golem's down. One more thing of flying swords. Okay, 35 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, since I have this unlimited veteran foamer pass, we're also going to pass Sperry Dungeon on veteran mode. Just because. So let's go do that next. How close is this safe? Yeah, that orb should hold out, but I need to repair the rest of this stuff. So let's do one of these. That's a lot of gold to repair everything, but alright. We're doing some repairs anyway. Oh wow, I've made a lot of gold today. It's more than I was expecting to have. So now I don't care about the repair fee. Alright, let's clear this one next. So safe. Oh wait, okay, yeah, I'm not have meteor. Still gotta wait on that. And Otaku, welcome to the stream. I just cleared my main veteran dungeon, and since I had an unlimited veteran filmer pass, I'm also clearing the daily dungeon, Berry Dungeon, on veteran as well. I probably won't do any commerce today. I think I'll do just like a lot of commerce tomorrow. Not much going on these days, just... I'm mostly just clearing a bunch of dailies and tying up loose ends with this character before I switch to my giant. I am looking forward to June, though. Like, I think it's June 21st is when the Korean Fantasy Party is. They just announced, like, the date that's going to be recently. So finally I'll have, like, more Eternity news updates, like in late June and, like, early July, that I can make videos about. Like, honestly, May has been kind of a slow month for Mabinogi. Even in Korea, there hasn't been, like, a lot of news until they finally announced the Fantasy Party stuff. I should use Meteor now, actually, right before it refreshes. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Perfect. Then we're gonna get that boost. Then we'll have another Meteor ready to go. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Nice. Okay, so we'll trigger those guys. Remove aggro. And let's use Meteor in here. Just wipe out most of these guys at once. Finish him off with this. Okay, freeze him. There. And second floor. No key, so there must be one back here somewhere. Okay, polar vortex on these guys. There's no room back here, right? Just making sure they're not gonna hide another one somewhere. Oh, they are. Okay, well that answers that then. So there's that one. Okay, for these guys, we're gonna use the polar vortex thing again. And there's the boss key, so we must be pretty close to the end then. At the boss room? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we have these ogres. So there are 5 of them. And 4 of them are pretty close together, which is convenient for me at least. Okay, so... Meteor 3 times. 1. Time shift. 2. Okay, those 3. And... 3. And that one's dead. And that one's dead. One more to go. And now that we don't have to worry about the rest, we have the whole boss room to fight him. Come on, actually get close. No, you're not trying that hammer crap anymore, come on. Done in 26 minutes and 34 seconds. And a gem. Some gold. Spirit gems, smoldering thread, and reforge tools. Alright, so let's take that off. Paid over 1 million gold today, that's not too bad. Especially considering I didn't do any commerce runs. Let's get a speed potion from this. And we have like 24 hours before that expires, so we'll get this one and then another one tomorrow and use both of them. During stream for commerce, we'll do a lot more commerce tomorrow. Don't need these doll bags anymore, so they can go. And before I put my gold away, let's sell a few things. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. No luck finding fine leather today. And 684 for the cylinder, 5,700 for the wand, and 2,600 for the alchemist shoes, 710 for the boots. And is that everything? What about these? 931 for those. Perfect. So 1 mil, 84k. That's not too bad. And I need to feed my spirit weapon, so we'll do that next. So let's raise your likability to 90. Feed you all those gems. 25%. And then we have these ones. Okay, 31%. %, and then 30 of these, and 49%. So we're almost halfway to the next level. Alright, and I think we're going to wrap up the stream right around here for today. So we will be playing Mabinogi more tomorrow, and probably doing a bit more commerce. I'll probably actually get around to commerce tomorrow.